All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Marching Forward Monday VBE Showcase. I'm Alexis, the program manager. Today, we're going to be having two Navoba certified veteran business enterprises presenting their companies. I ask that if you're not speaking, if you could please keep your microphone muted. And this session is being recorded and will be available to you all on our website and on our new YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat function throughout the session. And please welcome our first presenter, Jackson Dalton.
Good morning. My name is Jackson. Can you hear me, Alexis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon. It's morning in San Diego, California, but good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jackson. I'm the president and founder of Black Box Safety. I met Matt Pavlek at a VA small business conference 4 years ago in St. Louis, Missouri. So it's an honor to finally be able to present to all of you. Here on the opening slide is a picture of me teaching a safety class on fall protection and work at height. Again, my name is Jackson Dalton. I am the president and founder of Black Box Safety. We're a supplier of safety products located in sunny San Diego, California. And my journey into the field of health and safety started while serving in the United States Marine Corps, where I was injured in a training accident at Amphibious Reconnaissance School. I went through 3 leg surgeries and didn't walk for a year. I'm going to play a clip of a short video, and if the audio isn't working, let me know, but here we go. I was hurt at work doing my job. I had 3 leg surgeries and didn't walk for a year. It was always my dream to serve, and it broke my heart when I had to medically retire from the Marine Corps.
Because I lost that connection to first responders and those that serve our country.
Particularly with utility companies, there's an elevated risk inherent on the job site. So from the moment they step on the job site to the moment the job is completed, there's risk all the way through. Lanyards, harnesses, etc. Like that's our wheelhouse. That's what we specialize in. These workers are badass. So there's no other way to put it.
The bottom line is that I was hurt at work doing my job, and my life will never be the same. Today, it's my mission to make sure that others aren't hurt at work so that they can continue to do the things that they love to do with the people that they love to do those things with. After I medically retired from the Marine Corps, I pursued a bachelor's degree in business and a master's degree in public health, and I became a board certified safety professional. I spent over 10 years working at 3M as a safety engineer, performing accident investigations and writing corporate health and safety policy. I saved my money and I watched every episode of Shark Tank. 5 years ago, I resigned my position and started Black Box Safety out of my 1-bedroom apartment with 1 full-time employee. Today, we have 6 full-time employees, and we're headquartered in San Diego, California, with a storefront and a warehouse. We're often asked if, as a small business, we have the resources to satisfy the demands of large businesses. Emphatically, I say yes. We're the primary supplier of respiratory protection for a large Fortune 500 company with over 150,000 employees, with 5.5 million disposable masks delivered year to date. We provide the world's largest healthcare system, the Department of Veterans Affairs, with their respiratory protection. Our first order 5 years ago was for a single case of nitrile gloves to the state of Minnesota prison system. Last year, we delivered over 700,000 boxes of nitrile gloves to the state of California, which is the equivalent of 1 pair of gloves for each of the state's 45 million residents. Sometimes I'm asked by prospective customers, what happens when our supply chain is disrupted? Our motto is that if you need it, we'll deliver it. And if we can't find it, we'll make it. For example, last year, we won a contract with the state of California to deliver 250,000 pair of safety goggles. To add color to this, it takes 250,000 pair of safety goggles to fill 5 shipping containers. All of our domestic suppliers were back ordered for up to 12 months. However, by working with a local San Diego sunglasses company, we figured out how to manufacture all 250,000 pair. We manufactured, tested, and delivered all of the goggles on time and under budget. But what if you already have a long-term contract with a large prime vendor for industrial supplies? How can you work with Black Box Safety? If you already have a prime vendor on contract for industrial supplies, we recommend that you look at a few line items that consume a large part of your budget, specifically single-use disposable nitrile gloves, masks, and respirators. Every business at some level consumes single-use disposable nitrile gloves. And our gloves are of a higher quality and cost on average 25% less than our competitors. It's important to note also that we do have sustainable, biodegradable single-use nitrile gloves. Same quality, same feel, you're not going to know the difference, but they break down in a landfill in 1 to 5 years, whereas a typical nitrile glove takes over 100 years to break down. Nitrile gloves are our sweet spot, making up 80% of our gross annual revenue. Again, if you need it, we'll deliver it. And if we can't find it, we'll make it. We have over 2,000 SKUs on our e-commerce website, and we respond to all requests for quote within 24 hours. To recap, who have we successfully been able to provide these goods and services to? A number of utility companies. For utilities, very high risk, high hazard, we provide things like arc flash apparel, which is apparel that if exposed to an electrical explosion will not ignite. So we're really good at stuff like that. Large state agencies have a ton of different exposures. CAL FIRE, Department of Public Health, DMV, Department of Corrections. Those are all customers that we're able to provide goods and services to, nitrile gloves, respiratory protection. And we have a sourcing team. So for example, yesterday, we got an order for, I think, a dozen refrigerators for a correctional facility. No problem. We're good at sourcing. We have a strong balance sheet, and we have a very intelligent, highly capable, dynamic sourcing team. State of Minnesota, same thing. Prisons, correctional facilities, DOT, Highway Patrol. And then at the federal level, VA healthcare system is our largest customer, and we do a lot for the VA. We love the VA. So the bottom line is we're a small company. We outpunch our weight class. We're great at sourcing. Our number one product is nitrile gloves, masks, and respirators. My call to action for you is that if there's something that you need and you want to give us a shot, which I really hope that you do, we respond to requests for quote within 24 hours. And I'm not asking for all of your business. I want to walk before we run. If you are interested in working with a disabled veteran and you procure some of these goods and services, please give us a shot. Even if it's a small order, we'd be happy to try and help and earn your business. Another thing that you can do is visit our e-commerce platform, blackboxsafety.com. Again, we have over 2,000 SKUs on our website that we built from scratch, and we're very proud of it. The best way to get in touch with us is our phone number, which of course is available on our website, blackboxsafety.com. And I've provided it on this slide, or you can just send us an email at orders@blackboxsafety.com. And again, we will respond immediately with price and availability of the items that you're looking for. So this concludes my presentation. Here's some of our contact information, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy day to listen.
All right, thank you very much. You did a great job. And up next, we have Odie Gray.
Hello and good day to everyone. First and foremost, thank you to Navoba and Alexis for putting this together. And great job to Jackson. I've heard about your business in other circles. I actually was a cell phone tower climber back in the day, you know, when 4G was was a thing. We're moving to 5G now, but so I can validate the business case for your company and for your product. Safety is definitely important. So really great job, Jackson. Again, my name is Odie Gray. I am the CEO and founder of Dominus Gray. I'll be presenting my screen here shortly. Apologies for not being on video chat. I'm just now overcoming COVID. I've been dealing with that for a few weeks. So again, my apologies for not being on video chat. But I think my screen should be visible now.
We can
So
your screen.
outstanding. So yes, my company is Dominus Gray. Essentially, it's cybersecurity consulting, and you know we're securing access to opportunity. And what does that mean? So essentially, we are a service-stable, veteran-owned business, minority business enterprise, DBE. I'm not sure if you heard of the certification, but we are also Adobe, which is a disability-owned business enterprise as well. So, ultimately, the service that we provide is cybersecurity and IT diversity staffing, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion business transformation, IT, and cyber consulting services. Now, going right into it, I think transparency is very important. And as a startup business, I'm very transparent that we are very early stage, but I don't believe that that should be held against us as far as what our ability is to deliver. I am a professional of 17 years in the cybersecurity industry. I hold 17 IT certifications, disabled military veteran, MBA, and I understand what it takes as far as business transformation is concerned for diversity, inclusion, and being able to vet proper candidates to fill roles. Transparently speaking, the system can improve. You know, we've followed a historical kind of operational process with some innovation capabilities baked in, but from a diversity experience perspective, it needs to improve. And our transparency promise pretty much is that a lot of other vendors will tell you what you want to hear to earn your business. We're going to tell you what you need to hear in order to transform your business. So going right into it, our cybersecurity and IT diversity staffing service is pretty much 3 tracks. Contracting talent track, permanent placement track, and managed solution track, which is currently still in development. We have multiple networks of 20,000 plus diversity candidates. And as you'll see, as I get further into the presentation, whether if you're aware or not, but the real experience of a lot of diversity professionals is that they're either underemployed or unemployed, despite being able to boast several credentials, great experience. Really, the access to opportunity part has been missing. But with that being said, in each of our tracks, you know, we provide a very deep dive for client interviews to understand scope of requirements. We are able to, from there, identify the target roles for hire and define objective criteria. I think that's very important. Being able to, in an interview, say, okay, if they hit this benchmark, they're going to be extended opportunities. So not creating moving targets for potential candidates is very important, and we want to be sure that we work with employers that is open to trying that in their operational process for interviews. Additionally, we look to minimize subjectivity throughout the interview process and define target demographics. So taking a magnifying glass to your organization and understanding where diversity can be enhanced and again, proactively going to pursue those demographics. Being able to agree to initial interview and expected onboarding timelines. We handle vetting. Again, just our industry experience is a testament to the type of candidates that we aim for and produce. So we have, we know what the standard is, and we make sure that we either deliver candidates that's in that standard or above, or we begin to create a mentorship relationship to improve candidates in our system to meet that standard. And of course, being able to follow up and touch points after each interview to gain feedback. So as far as available diverse talent, we have candidates that are well versed in being IT project managers, help desk analysts, IT auditors, and whatever your organizational need may be, please let us know, because we'll go out and pursue candidates that match those roles. As far as diversity, equity, and inclusion business transformation goes, we do everything from diversity, equity, and inclusion training, job description reviews, DEI, talent lifecycle assessments, confidential diversity employee interviews, diversity, equity, inclusion, organizational transformation. So essentially, being able to perform a gap assessment of your current state, understand where you're trying to go, and building a roadmap to deliver that. Again, transparency is what we lean on, and the challenges surrounding hiring diversity candidates is not lack of available, qualified, and trained diversity candidates. They're out there. That I promise you. One network we're a part of has over 20K diverse candidates, and I'm on there almost daily, hearing about people's different stories and their experiences. And I think that is something that a lot of employers, unfortunately, just doesn't have visibility into, because I think there'll be more of a proactive stance to bridge the gap. So that's why one of the reasons why I created this business. There's a lot of IT staffing services out there, but very few that focuses on diversity. I think given the current climate with so many employers signaling that they invest in diversity and inclusion, I've seen great programs for training and scholarships, but what about the actual access to opportunity? Like, let's see your numbers. And, that's what's most important, because there are people that's currently trained, but unfortunately don't have a job. So let's bridge that gap together. It's definitely possible. And as you'll see in a second, it actually provides a lot of value to your business. And just furthering on this slide, it's not about lack of need for qualified and trained diversity candidates. There are a lot of specialists out there that unfortunately are underemployed and should probably be somewhere higher up in an org, but again, they're just not extended that opportunity to do so. So being able to really open up your candidate pool and take diversity hiring seriously, there are a lot of gems that you're more than likely overlooking because of certain gaps in your interview process. But not to continue to expand upon this point, because let's talk about what is the problem. And this is something, I have another slide for takeaways, but this is something I would like a lot of folks to really digest and think about later, is the reason for the gap in diversity is the excuse of culture fit as justification to reject diverse candidates in the interview process. Far too many occurrences, diversity candidates being objectively qualified, yet subjectively denied during interviews. Organizational resistance to change and lack of accountability to change. Feedback being rarely provided in the interview process, it not being an urgent business goal, because a lot of leaders do not fully understand the value of diversity and inclusion, although it is well investigated and reported how diversity actually leads to increases in revenue. And I'll get to that in a minute as well. And again, employers simply not hiring and promoting and creating an inclusive work culture for diverse candidates. So I know I'm probably lacking on time. I'll be sure to make this this deck available to everyone on the call, but I have a slide here that has reports on how diversity enhances business value and the bottom line ultimately. And these are a lot of reputable companies that perform these reports, from McKinsey to others, and Deloitte. So definitely an objective lens as to why diversity and inclusion will help to benefit your organization. I do like to say that the tenets of diversity, it's more than just tolerating differences. It is respecting, appreciating, and understanding the varying characteristics of individuals. Inclusion is more than just involving people who have differing characteristics, but empowering and supporting their individuality to create a comfortable work environment for all. And lastly, equity is more than just taking action with intention, but ensuring that actions and intentions are met with measurable outcomes that bridge the gaps of. Lastly, because I know I'm running out of time here, I have 11 different takeaways from this meeting. I'll only go over a few as to what you can do today to improve your culture as far as diversity, inclusion, and equity is concerned. Bad culture fit has a reason for rejecting a candidate. Let's be honest, when you're hired into a position, you learn the culture. It's something that you learn, and it's something that you become integrated with. So it's the business's responsibility to have a great culture and be able to train candidates in their key position to fit that culture. I understand that you want to be able to test to see if a candidate may be more likely to assimilate, but honestly, a lot of diverse candidates get rejected for this reason, and it's kind of a very general excuse provided during the interview process that we can improve upon. Like, let's be more objective than that, right? Define and require disqualification criteria for interviewing candidates. Be able to require bias and discrimination training for hiring authorities and hold leadership accountable for diversity metrics. Being able to set KPIs for hiring diverse candidates and set asides for Black, Indigenous, people of color, not just for interviewing them. So I know a lot of orgs that, say that we have set asides to at least interview this many of diverse candidates, but that's great, but how many are you hiring? We have to make end-to-end solutions regarding this interview and hiring process. So let's not be short of what we're really trying to accomplish. And lastly, one of the things I'll hit is being able to reallocate a portion of diversity training programs and scholarship funds to diverse hirees, I guess, salaries. There's Facebook, Google, so many great tech businesses and out there that spend millions and millions of dollars in being able to train diverse candidates, being able to provide scholarship opportunities to diverse candidates. But as I mentioned, I'm a part of multiple networks with diverse professionals who are highly trained, but just not employed or underemployed. So I don't think the gap is in training at all. I think it's in actually extending an opportunity. So I would much rather see a shift in reallocating funds from the training programs to actually making that a salary. I think that will have immense value, not only to enhancing diversity, but also providing economic development, which is obviously a part of corporate social responsibility. So I'll end there. Again, my name is Odie Gray. Our business is Dominus Gray. We are here to really be able to complement your business needs regarding cybersecurity and IT diversity staffing, business transformation for diversity, inclusion, and equity, and any general IT or cybersecurity consulting services. My call to action would be just to write us an email, give us a call, and let's just set up, a formal conversation about our services and how we can add value. ultimately. But thank you all for your time. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thank you to both presenters. You guys both did a great job, and thank you for your service as well. And now if anyone has any questions, you are more than welcome to go ahead and speak up. Odie, there seems to be a chat for you. There are some staffing companies that market themselves to companies to improve their offering for employees to keep and hire extra high qualified employees. Do you market yourself as such?
Absolutely. One thing that I see as a value for us being a startup is that we can customize our services to fit employer need and client need. So if there's a specific need that you have regarding staffing and being able to enhance your organizational culture for diversity, inclusion, and equity, please reach out. Again, our first consultation is always free. It's pretty much just to understand what your business needs are and be able to scope out the problem and identify a potential solution. So thank you for your question.
And make sure you take a, sorry.
Actually, my contact information is in chat. I'd love to have yours. I have very unique employee benefits that you can go after high employees from other companies and bring them over, or the company can keep their high quality employees. And I'd love to talk to you about it.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. I see your email here in the chat. I'll email you now.
Great.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I have a question for Jackson. This is Dan with Disney. You talked a lot about your products, but I saw on this in your picture on the side of your truck, it says safety and education and training or training. So do you have training programs? Because we all know, having the right gear is only half the battle. You got to know how to use it correctly as well and train personnel and change culture sometimes.
We do offer safety training. The classes that we teach are fall protection, rigging, confined space entry and retrieval, first aid and CPR, OSHA 10 hour and OSHA 30 hour. That being said, training is not a significant portion of revenue. So it is something that we provide, and it is a capability that is within scope, but it is a very small percentage of the business that we do.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Jackson,
Yes.
this is Kenneth, one of your fellow veteran entrepreneurs. I have to say that when you laid on that hospital bed, did you ever imagine that will lead to you being dedicated to the safety of others?
No, the only thought that was going through my mind was that I should probably go to college now and get an education.
Okay.
And learn how to use my brain and not my body to earn a living.
Awesome.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, I will keep the call open for a few minutes if anyone needs to get any of the contact information out of the chat box. Thanks again to presenters, and thank you to everyone for coming. I see some new names and some familiar names, so this is great. If you are a veteran business and you would like to present, please send me an email, alexis@novoba.org. And if you are a corporate ally and you are looking to present on one of our other segments, that is mimi.loam@novoba.org. And that's all I have for you guys, unless Nancy or Matt have anything they would like to add.
Thanks, Alexis. It's Nancy. I'd just like to make sure everybody knows that, we have some pretty resourceful veteran entrepreneurs here. And, even if you don't necessarily see specifically what you're looking for. Jackson's company is very resourceful, as he indicated, with his sourcing capabilities. You know, if you've got something that you don't necessarily see in his profile, reach out anyway, because if we've had a recent experience where he was successful in sourcing some pretty hard to find items for one of our corporate allies. So I just want to give a bit of a shout out there and recognize Jackson and his team's capabilities.
Thank you, Nancy.
Mhm. Great dog.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. You have some time back for the rest of your day. I hope everyone stays safe. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next week.
Thanks, Alexis. Thanks, everyone.